This is Anfield, where the next 72 hours could well make or break Liverpool Football Club's season. With Inter looming in the Champions League on Tuesday, the business in hand is Barnsley, who are the visitors today in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Welcome to our coverage of the oldest club competition in the world here on ESPN. I'm Adrian Healy. Shaka Hislop joining me for commentary today. And Shaka, 16 teams left standing in the competition, all just 3 games away from Wembley now.
That's right, and this is a coveted trophy for every single one of them. Liverpool, I know, will be key not only to get through this game, but also get themselves all the way to Wembley for the final.
Yes, it's a welcome break from league activity, isn't it, for all clubs involved. You might just have seen the first 5th round tie reach its conclusion, and an upset as well. Bristol Rovers edging out Southampton, so the League One side dismissing the Championship side. Bristol Rovers through to the quarterfinals, and the other teams looking to join them include Manchester United and Arsenal, who meet in the big one a little later on today.
That's right, that's certainly the one that's got everybody's attention in this round.
Well, Liverpool have had their awkward moments already just to reach this 5th round. Remember, Havant and Waterlooville. Well, it almost was Waterloo for Liverpool. They were trailing twice in the game, but came back eventually to assert their Premiership class. They edged out the conference side by 5 goals to 2. They'll hope for more of the same today against Barnsley. Welcome back to Anfield. A lot of attention will be on that young man today. That is Luke Steele, the Barnsley goalkeeper, making his first appearance for the Yorkshire club. He only signed on loan for them a couple of days ago from West Bromwich Albion, where he was the 3rd choice goalkeeper. And oh, what a baptism of fire, Shaka.
It certainly is. It's going to be a tough day for him. Barnsley have been leaking goals all season, and this is no easy task.
Well, it's a changing goal as well for Liverpool and continue the trend in the cup. It's Charles Etanji, the French keeper, who will be between the posts. Babel gets a start, Benayoun also, which means no Steven Gerrard in the centre of the park, and it'll be Dirk Kuyt and Peter Crouch up front.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure everybody at Liverpool still has one eye on the Champions League game on Tuesday against Inter, and probably affecting their starting lineup as much as anything.
Well, Simon Davey, a Welshman in charge of a Yorkshire club, but it's a very cosmopolitan Yorkshire club. Players from Peru, Nigeria, Hungary, Holland, Spain, Denmark and Jamaica in their squad. And it'll be Daniel Nardiello, an ex-Manchester United trainee, who they're looking to perhaps provide the punch up front.
I'm not sure. This is a tough task, a tough ask of this Barnsley team. Anfield is always a tough place to come, and the FA Cup 5th round, no worse time to find yourself out of your depth.
Well, 29 places separate these two sides in the footballing pyramid. Liverpool at 5th place in the Premier League. Of course, they would have hoped to have been considerably higher than that at this stage in the campaign. Barnsley 14th place in the Championship, the 2nd tier of English professional football. Liverpool have had their travails so far, held by Luton in the 3rd round, requiring a replay to dispatch the Hatters, and then, of course, trailing twice here to Havant and Waterlooville in the 4th round before eventually easing away to a 5-2 victory. So perhaps hoping for a more comfortable passage today. Rafa Benitez is a man increasingly under the microscope. A lot of English papers this morning focusing on the fact that the next 72 hours could well determine Liverpool's fate and perhaps his fate too.
That's right. It's a big period for Rafa Benitez and Liverpool alike. But they are 5th. They're 3 points behind Everton. It's a nice break here. This is exactly what I expect from Liverpool, for them to come at Barnsley early on, hope to grab a goal or two in the first half and cruise through for the rest of the game. Obviously, once again, keeping one eye on the Inter game on Tuesday.
Well, Rafa Benitez has won the FA Cup already. I'm sure you don't need reminding of that.
No, I don't.
He's won the Champions League as well. And worlds apart from the concerns of Simon Davey and this Barnsley side. That's Daniel Nardiello. I mentioned him as perhaps their main threat. He was a top scorer last season. Actually briefly left the club and went to Queen's Park Rangers. Has come back on loan. Little touch off. And Barnsley able to push forward for the first time. Devaney's cross is not a bad one. Indecision at the back. And a loose ball there for the taking. Eventually, Huppier and Carragher got their act sorted out. Oh, a real heart-stopping moment there for Liverpool.
It certainly was. The Liverpool defence seemed all at sea with this cross. Barnsley full of energy, full of running early on, which you'd expect. What you wouldn't expect is Liverpool being this indecisive in the back.
Well, Brian Howard is an all-action goal-scoring midfielder.
What a dream start that would have been for him and Barnsley alike.
It's Diego Leon. So much focus on the Spanish element of the Liverpool squad brought here by Rafa Benitez, but Barnsley have their own Spaniard, whereas number 29, Diego Leon, a ex-Real Madrid youth product.
Again, we see Risa and Hippier getting into a bit of a mess there, a misunderstanding with what was just a long hoop football up front.
This is Yossi Benayoun. Trying to weave some magic into the Barnsley penalty area. That's a careless pass which Risa latches onto.
Risa's been known to hit these from distance. Probably just setting his sights early on once again. Sweet left foot he's got.
John Arne Risa. Only good for 2 or 3 goals a season, as you said, Shaka, but actually hasn't scored since April of last year in the Champions League against PSV Eindhoven.
Which really surprises me, because he really hits the ball well and can score from distance, and has done on a number of occasions.
Well, all hopes of a Premier League title coming to Liverpool have evaporated in recent weeks. It's competitions again which are providing the main meat of the season for them. Offensive work for Steve Finnan there. Barnsley certainly started brightly here.
They certainly have, and Liverpool are all at sea defensively. Everybody's getting in each other's way, and they just don't seem as composed as you would expect a Liverpool back four to be.
Rob Kozluk with the throw, met firmly by Steve Finnan. The little touch on by Peter Crouch. No Fernando Torres today, so it's Dirk Kuyt and Peter Crouch up front. And he was saying, Shaka, before kick-off, that thought Crouch might have a field day today.
That's right. He's certainly built for this type of opposition. Even there we saw earlier on with Risa's shot, Crouch picking up his space in the far post, and I think it's something that will prove to be a vital option for them as this game carries on.
Now it's Benayoun, found by Lucas. Finnan, quick exchange of passes with Xabi Alonso, but Rob Kozluk with some no-nonsense defending.
Liverpool have passed the ball well, found spaces in behind quite easily at times, even this early in the game.
Sami Huppier back in the starting lineup today for Liverpool. Perhaps look to latch onto this Benayoun corner. He won't be able to reach that. It's easily cleared by Stephen Foster. In the Dave Jones 5th round tie, his current club Cardiff lead his old club Wolves by a 1-0. Ryan Babel looking to make most of a start today. The ex-Ajax man has 7 goals in 33 appearances for Liverpool this season, but most of them have come as a substitute.
He will want to make his mark. Probably feels this is a perfect opportunity to do so.
Finnan and Babel. A bit of space for Finnan to deliver the cross. It's fallen for Xabi Alonso.
Again, Liverpool are getting into the wrong side of this Barnsley defence far too easily. A couple of quick passes and all sorts of options are opening up for them.
150th appearance in Liverpool red today for Xabi Alonso. There's Simon Davey, the 37-year-old Welsh manager of Barnsley. He's highly thought of, one of a new generation of homegrown coaches hoping to challenge the dominance of foreign managers in the English game. Benayoun was impeded.
Benayoun is picking up the ball a lot. He's at the focal point of a lot of the good work, and he's popping the ball all over this pitch for Liverpool.
It was Anderson with the infringement, one of the two Brazilians in the starting lineup for Barnsley. There's a certain irony that to Barnsley fans that are well known throughout the land for chanting "it's just like watching Brazil." Well, they actually do have two Brazilians now.
That's right. A child made so famous a few years ago in their rise up to the Premiership.
Steve Finnan weighing up his options, decides to leave it for Carragher. Dirk Kuyt unable to corral possession, and Barnsley can break out. Not for long. It's Ryan Babel. He in turn coughs it up to Dennis Souza.
This game's starting to take on the look that I expected. Liverpool pressing quite high up, putting Barnsley under a lot of pressure in their own defensive third. You see here they win it and look to break.
Well, Liverpool were having their hiccups against Luton and having a Waterloo field. Barnsley took care of Blackpool in the third round. Well, a late winner to win that 2-1, and then one away from home against Southend by a 1-0 in the fourth round. This is Yossi Benayoun making tracks. Falls for Couch.
Again, Yossi popping up all over this pitch. Good running. Simple little cross into the box, and Couch picking up the ball in more space than you would think, albeit his back to goal. But Barnsley need to come to terms with what's being asked of them in their defensive third.
I know you were a teammate of Yossi Benayoun's at Shaka, weren't you? And he seemed to be instrumental in that FA Cup run that West Ham put together a couple of years ago.
Yossi certainly was a fantastic player for us at West Ham. He reminded a lot of the West Ham faithful of Ayel Berkovic, the other Israeli who came before him. But Yossi gave more to the team than Ayel did, I think. He scored more, he's good in the air. And not as good a passer as Ayel, but an excellent passer by anybody else's standard.
Daniel Nardiello, who made 4 appearances for Manchester United during his time there. And it's fallen invitingly for a strike, perhaps Leon wanted to take a touch. Kozluk. This is Anderson. Crowded out. Xabi Alonso in the thick of the action. Now Dirk Kuyt with room to exploit here. And options either side. He picks out Ryan Babel. The layoff is for Lucas. And the shot was not one to remember.
It was a wild slash. But good counter-attack by Liverpool after some good pressure by Barnsley. Should have at least tested the young goalkeeper. The Liverpool players would certainly be aware of Lucas Steele's inexperience and would want to put him under pressure early. Certainly didn't do that with that shot.
And Lucas, the Brazilian midfielder, the 21-year-old who played for Brazil against the Republic of Ireland just last week. Peter Crouch. Excellent goal-scoring record in the FA Cup has Crouch. And he's up to win the header there. I think he might have been looking to connect with his strike partner Dirk Kuyt there, Shaka.
I'm not sure. It's such an easy option for Liverpool. Here we see two defenders in close proximity to Crouch. But he's just got the beating of everybody there. One of those that could have snuck in the far post, could have fell for Cout.
Well, he scored the winner 2 years ago at this stage in the competition in the game against Manchester United. Liverpool going on to lift the trophy, and he scored 11 goals in 19 FA Cup games. A prolific record for Crouch.
It certainly is, and given the way this game has already started, I'll be surprised if he doesn't add to that tally. He's got the beating of this Barnsley defence, every one of those defenders, and it's an option I'm sure, as I say, Liverpool would be very aware of.
Leon beaten to the punch by Lucas, who hurdles the second challenge, but Leon able to recover. Diego Leon, signed from Grasshoppers in Zurich, just in the January transfer window. His pass, well read by Sami Hupia, who turns defence into attack, utilising Ryan Babel. Babel just got shepherded away from the danger area. This is the big Hungarian, Istvan Ferenczi, who is bundled over.
It's well done by Barnsley. A lot of numbers in defence and breaking quite quickly. Ferenczi holding the ball up well.
And Barnsley have their first corner in front of their travelling faithful. Plenty of Yorkshire support which has come across the Pennines for this fifth round FA Cup tie. The Tykes, as they're known. They really couldn't be more Yorkshire.
Barnsley will want to make the most of their set pieces here, especially with the uncertainty that's already been shown in the Liverpool defence.
It's Brian Howard with the corner. Etanye rising to punch away. And now Liverpool with Babel as the release valve onto Couch. Couch forced to just take the foot off the gas and await for support to arrive. A ball which ultimately went straight out of play from the Dutchman.
Looking for the big diagonal change of play. Pulled it slightly and put it behind every one of his runners.
So he's had to take more of a backseat role this season after the arrival of Fernando Torres. Dirk Kuyt, he's without a goal in his last 13 games. Rafa Benitez.
He started his Liverpool's career so brightly here, and certainly showed a good eye for goal, but has gone off the ball lately, which I guess every striker can say happens at one point in their career or another.
Crouch losing out in midfield to Anderson. Kozluk on in turn to Leon. Beniou. Count looking to touch it around the defender, Sousa.
So Finnan looking up at Crouch in the far post. He was well covered, played it into Cout.
Dennis Sousa, who's the only ever present in this Barnsley lineup, has played all 35 games for the Tykes this season. Brazilian they signed from Charleroi in Belgium over the summer. And Xabi Alonso to flight in the free kick. Oh no, he likes to play it short instead. Finnan is the one who delivers the cross, and Howard with the decisive touch in the penalty area. Babel. Crouch bring it down with his feet.
Again, we see Crouch taking up his position far post. An easy option for Liverpool.
and Alonso combining. It's count inside the area. Benny Hume was making the run into space, and via a deflection, Liverpool earn a corner.
Good football by Liverpool again. Nice and composed in the Barnsley box. They will want to get some more strikes on target, though. 17 minutes gone, and Luke Steele still hasn't been tested.
The West Midlands derby, with West Brom edging ahead against Coventry City. Two of Luke Steele's former clubs, and you're right, he hasn't had to really touch the ball yet. He might do now, though. This is Crouch. Oh, it's a dribbler from Peter Crouch, but it almost found its way in. There's a touch for Luke Steele. He had to turn it around the post.
And that's a great save. One that'll give his confidence, do his confidence a world of good. Didn't look like much, but it's awkward, those little bubbly ones that just seem to be heading for the far corner.
Babel's delivery again. Not of the highest quality.
Benayoun started taking the set pieces. His delivery was disappointing, and Babel's just followed suit.
Steve Finnan attempting to launch a missile. It's Steve Foster who wins the header in the air. Barnsley able to break up this Liverpool pressure now. The foul committed.
They will want to take their time over this free kick. Take a little bit of the sting out of the Liverpool attack.
This Crouch being denied by Luke Steele. Heinz Muller is the regular goalkeeper for Barnsley. The German is injured. They signed Tony Warner from Fulham as a backup. He's ineligible, cup-tied, so they had to go out and get Luke Steele just this week on loan from West Brom. There are the Barnsley substitutes.
No goalkeeper on the bench.
Campbell Rice is exciting Jamaican winger. He was often used to provide a spark.
Probably see his introduction maybe into the second half. Barnsley coping quite well with Liverpool so far.
And a chance to flex their attacking muscle again with Brian Howard looking for the heavy artillery inside the area. Ferenczi will certainly be one of those. Sousa has come forward as well. Another nod on is there. Oh, and a header towards the far post. It was, I believe, Sousa who got the final header towards goal rather than at it. Industry from Risa. Couch trying to force the issue, perhaps, and to slip in Ryan Babel.
Liverpool are putting a lot of pressure on this Barnsley team in defence and midfield, trying to win it back, trying to break on them quickly. Decent opportunity, but you certainly weren't going to beat a Tangier with that header.
Sousa, who's spent 7 years playing in Holland and Belgium. His first year in England. No great surprise at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea edge in front of Huddersfield. And it's a goal for Frank Lampard.
Then you see Liverpool putting a lot of pressure in midfield, trying to win that ball back. A lot higher up than we've come to expect of this Liverpool lineup.
Barnsley currently in 14th place in the Championship. They've only won once away from home all season long, and that was back in September at Southampton.
And once in the league, they beat Southend in the last round of this cup. again, but it is a very big ask of this Barnsley team, who will be growing in confidence with each passing minute.
Have a quick look at their young manager, Simon Davey, who's got all the highest coaching badges you can attain at the age of 37, including his UEFA Pro license. He's forced to retire early from the game, Simon Davey, Shaka, at the age of 27 as a player, and thus got an earlier start on his coaching career than some others.
That's right. See Babel picking up his pace.
This is Couch heading for the byline. Fine cutback too against the grain from Dirk Couch, but also behind both Crouch and Babel.
Both Coit and both Babel and Crouch picking up similar lines, and no one there for the ball that was pulled back.
Couch bringing Finnan into the build-up. Xabi Alonso is the conduit. It's Reese's cross. Leon's clearance, gratefully received by Finnan. Liverpool able to maintain possession in the middle third. Sami Hyypiä inching his way forward. Now Benayoun thought about having a go. Slipped it outside to Babel. He will have a go, and it's well held all along the ground by Luke Steele.
Another comfortable but confidence-building save by Luke Steele.
Now a surging run from Brian Howard. He's still going too. Until with graceful and elegant ease in stepped Sami Hyypiä. Well, the pass wasn't quite as good, was it?
Certainly wasn't as graceful. He had easy options both to his right and to his left. Getting a little carried away.
This is Martin Devaney on the far side, the ex-Watford man. Well, only Manchester United and Marseille have come to Anfield and recorded victories this season in all competitions.
It's a Liverpool team who certainly have had their problems this season. They're still in the Champions League, 5th on the Premier League table with a game in hand on Everton. And certainly a roster filled with talent.
It's a constant puzzle to most onlookers and certainly all their fans, why they haven't been able to translate that talent into an assault on the league title. This is Ryan Babel's effort just a few seconds ago.
Which didn't catch well at all, you saw there.
Luke Steele out to mop up.
He's showing some confidence. The easy option would have simply to put that one in row Z, but here he is trying to pass it, trying to find Devaney. It shows what a couple of decent saves does for your confidence, even for a young goalkeeper like Luke Steele.
Lucas and Xabi Alonso in tandem. Babel trying to shrug off the defender, but he's got a slight knock to shrug off now. He's still down. Leon trying to stretch the Liverpool back line and get inside John Arne Riise, but quite have his angles worked out.
It's well done by Itanje there. I actually thought Riise was leaving that for Hyypiä. Again, seemed a little bit of miscommunication, but the ball skipped on through to the goalkeeper.
Charles Itanje, the 25-year-old French keeper who's played all Liverpool's FA Cup games so far. Closer examination of the incident that led to Ryan Babel's discomfort.
Like he just caught studs on his ankle. Will be sore for a while, but I expect him to get up from this.
Rafa Benitez talking to one of the players he considers the most important cogs in the machine, Xabi Alonso.
He certainly proved himself that over the last few seasons. He's been a fantastic servant to this club. He's been crucial to everything good that's happened over the last 2 or 3 seasons. Probably asking a lot more of him. You see Benayoun picking up the ball a lot in midfield. Xabi Alonso probably not getting it as much either Rafa Benitez or Xabi would like.
Let's look at some of the Barnsley fans in this mid-February sunshine in Anfield. Maybe it does feel like they're watching Brazil. They could feel even more like it here because Barnsley had an excellent opportunity at Tangier with a one-handed save, denying. Ferenczi was right on the scene there.
So Barnsley doing to Liverpool what they've been trying to do to them all game. Win the ball in defensive third and break. Good save, kept the score at 0-0.
Brian Howard just upended by Xabi Alonso. Howard, the attacking midfielder, is Barnsley's top scorer this season with 10 goals in 33 starts. But Atanji, on the back of having to come up with his first important save, has potentially more work on his plate here. Howard targeting the area beyond the far post. There was some climbing.
That certainly looked a foul. It was also a fantastic save by Atanji.
Daniel Nardiello was the player who was gifted the opportunity really here by the heavy touch from Hupia.
A little bit of overconfidence, I guess, by Hupia. But certainly it's uncharacteristic.
Barnsley have spent the last 9 seasons in both the second and third tiers of English professional football. Their one season in the Premiership came in 1997-98, and during that season they came here to Anfield and won by a goal to 0.
I remember that game well.
Now this is Xabi Alonso. Well, Luke Steele is already making a name for himself in goal. It's 2 important saves the youngster has come up with.
He certainly has enjoyed his afternoon. In a game really where I expected Liverpool to put him under a lot more pressure early on. Had a couple of saves, his confidence has grown, and it showed there in that save.
Now the corner. Slight touch on, a volley from Alonso. Well, he hasn't scored in this competition since that memorable effort from inside his own half against Luton a couple of seasons ago. Half an hour in at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Barnsley 0. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on ESPN. The FA Cup 5th round. And every team just 3 wins away from Wembley at this stage in the competition.
This game's certainly becoming a lot quicker paced, a lot more physical, which probably won't suit Liverpool as much as you would think, given that they've got an important Champions League tie-in in all of, 72 hours.
Now Diego Leon will be the player in charge for Barnsley here, looking to connect with those towering heads. It was Carragher and then Arisa. He got the job done at the back for Liverpool. Hassel feeding it back in. Some more slight indecision at the back from Liverpool exhibited. No indecision in the centre of the park from Xabi Alonso, but then the referee Martin Atkinson gets involved. He's from Yorkshire too. This is Babel. Up against Hassel, has done well to the byline. Dirk Kuyt, surely. 1-0 Liverpool. They made it look so easy. The Barnsley defence unstitched by Ryan Babel, and the dagger applied by Dirk Kuyt.
Scorer of Liverpool's first, number 18.
Babel gets into the byline, showing a lot of composure, pulling it back for Coit. But we see early on in that move probably exactly what Xabi Alonso and Rafa Benitez we're talking about, getting Alonso on the ball a lot more often, giving another option to Benayoun. And indeed it was Xabi Alonso who released Babel, and the rest is history.
And Shaka, it was almost the first instance of Liverpool having any joy down that flank. Babel had the beating of Bobby Hassel that time, and well, the end result is Liverpool a goal to the good.
That's right. Well, we see Alonso sitting a little deeper than Benayoun. When Benayoun picks it up, Barnsley certainly have the numbers to cope with the Liverpool attack. This time, Alonso picking it up, Benayoun with a surging run forward, and Barnsley were a little bit at sea and not knowing how to cope with the one extra body in there. Again, they give the ball away, this time with no pressure from Liverpool.
And Risa was allowed to take up the gauntlet. His cross. Third time Xabi Alonso has set his sights on goal from outside the penalty area.
That's right. It's good to see Alonso getting on the ball a lot more often. We see Benayoun making the run-ins inside. Again, the options leaving Barnsley looking a little bit thin defensively.
Only 13 appearances so far this season for Xabi Alonso. He's been bothered by the same injury that's kept Daniel Agger out of the side. The curse of the modern-day footballer, it appears, the metatarsal.
It's an injury no one knew about a few years ago.
It does seem to be becoming so much more prevalent, and some people think it might be because of the boots that footballers wear now, Shaka. We'll come back to that because Risa is in again. Count was his intended target. There's wafer-thin boots, perhaps not providing the protection the boots once did.
That's right. A lot of people are saying that. Again, I'm not so sure if that's the reason. I preferred a heavier boot myself, but then I was a goalkeeper. I didn't have to run too far.
And you were quite glad about that.
And it was suited me just fine.
This is Babel. Hooked back across by Carragher.
I have to say Liverpool's deliveries from set pieces has been disappointing. They've tried Benayoun, they've tried Babel. This time they played short with Babel cutting in, and again his cross was skewed terribly wide.
10 minutes remaining in the first half. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0. A Dirk Count driving Liverpool in front just a few minutes ago. More artistry from Xabi Alonso. Benayoun. Lucas helping it on his way towards Babel. That was the architect of the goal. It's fallen for Lucas. Well, Lucas couldn't beat Luke. Luke Steele with a comfortable ball to deal with in goal.
He has looked very comfortable this afternoon, Luke Steele. A lot more than you would expect of a 25-year-old playing his third or fourth game.
Tangier with a confident grab. Now Benayoun. Couch. To tease his way around Sousa. He's prevented from doing so. He can have another go at it now. Well, 7 times FA Cup winners, Liverpool.
Should be 6.
If it hadn't been for a certain Mr. Steven Gerrard, who's not playing today, Shaka Hislop and West Ham might have made that just 6 a couple of years ago. Barnsley have actually won the competition a couple of times themselves, but they were both back in pre-World War I days. 1912 was the last time they won it.
Well played by Liverpool. Crouch catching Anderson with an elbow. Inadvertently, I have to say, but Crouch stopped to make sure he was all right. Just a flailing arm. Alonso put the ball out to play. Well played.
It's Anderson, the Brazilian midfielder, who had a brief spell with Everton. He made one appearance for the Toffees. Everton were rather instrumental in Barnsley's build-up to this game. They lent him their training pitch. And coach Simon Davies, a very good friend with David Moyes. Moyes giving him his start at Preston. So Liverpool's Merseyside rivals aiding the enemy.
So the Everton faithful would like nothing more than to see Barnsley knock Liverpool out of the cup here.
Sami Hyypiä.
Hyypiä certainly has looked uncertain in the back. He's not been good with the ball at his feet and seemed very indecisive when asked to defend.
Well, it was Hyypiä and the Carragher at the back when Liverpool won the cup in 2001. Same pairing in 2006 against the West Ham side, Shaka, and there they are still as the central defensive tandem.
Yeah, that's right. They certainly have developed a good understanding over the years. Hyypiä, of course, this is his first game back for a while, and they're probably keen to introduce him here with the Inter Milan game coming up. But he has looked uneasy and uncertain at times.
Couch. Finnan forced to Carragher as an outlet. Carragher's inch-perfect ball for Babel. Gets a second chance off the foot of Bobby Hassel. Babel picking out Risa. Return to the Dutchman. And his cross met by Crouch. Well, he's gone on the end of 2 or 3 crosses, Peter Crouch. Hasn't been able to steer one on target just yet.
This cross and this header wouldn't trouble Barnsley too much. It was too long in coming. Babel dithered with it somewhat, played it in. Teresa got it back, and they were able to take up a nice position defensively, Barnsley, and cope with it quite well.
Well, he grew up in Swansea, did Simon Davey, and grew up supporting Liverpool. Barnsley's manager idolised Kenny Dalglish from afar. Not sure if David Moyes knows about that.
He's probably kept it a secret over the years.
Now a shot from distance from Nardi Allo.
Thinks he took a deflection, but just poorly struck.
And it was not one that was going to really test Charles Hitanji.
Ambitious is an understatement.
Referee Martin Atkinson. And Xabi Alonso felled by an awkward collision in the centre circle.
His own teammate Lucas. Xabi Alonso certainly doesn't look happy with Lucas for some reason there.
Xabi Alonso, who was really developed by Real Sociedad under former Liverpool great John Toshak. Now in his 4th season here at Anfield and shedding blood for the cause.
City didn't seem happy with Lucas, and I feel like it was more than just a lack of communication. I'm wondering if Xabi Alonso did call for it, and Lucas didn't respect his call.
And Lucas will go it alone in the centre of the Liverpool midfield for now. Xabi Alonso gets patched up.
They probably see out the half just like this. Make sure Xabi Alonso is all right to carry on. Stitch him up, patch him up, bring him on for the second, keep him going in the second half.
Well, the scoreline won't please Barnsley, but they've certainly acquitted themselves fairly well.
But 1-0 is still in this game, and that certainly will be the message in the dressing room show.
But it could yet get worse before the break, as Babel is looking menacing. No beating Bobby Hassel this time, as he did for the Liverpool goal.
Babel needs to be a little bit more incisive when he gets the ball. He's holding it up just a little bit too long, allowing Barnsley defenders to get back into position, taking away some of his crossing and his shooting options.
Risa, like to see some movement in front of him. It was Crouch who was straying into no man's land. First FA Cup meeting between these two teams since 1985. It was a quarter-final meeting back then. Ian Rush got a hat-trick in a 4-0 Liverpool win.
I expected a similar type of result today, but City doesn't look that way. Not given the first half performances by both these teams, which Liverpool, though, going into the break ahead, would be a little bit disappointed about. Barnsley, again, also behind, but would feel that they're still in this game and had a couple of good chances and could so easily have been 1-1 at half-time.
Well, they are going to be presented with a corner, are they? No, decision has gone the other way. Sami Hyypiä. Some very effective defensive work here up against Brian Howard. I think it was the right decision.
It was well seen by the linesman or the referee's assistant. I guess he knows has to be called.
Brian Howard, the ex-Southampton man, also had a spell with
2 minutes
Swindon
added
Town.
time at the end of the first half. 2 minutes.
Well, will stoppage time see any addition to the scoring? Crouch trying to provide a morsel for Ryan Babel. Devaney was the intended target of that long ball out of the back, but overhit by a considerable margin.
Probably just want to keep the ball at that end of the pitch. Liverpool would be happy just to pass it around for the next 70 seconds or so.
Galloping on to the loose ball, but equally resilient was Rob Kozluk. Reached a semi-final back in 2003, did Kozluk, in his time with Sheffield United. They lost to Arsenal. The final analysis, a more comfortable first half, this one, Liverpool, than perhaps in the last round against Havant and Waterlooville, where they trailed twice and scrambled back to get back on level terms 2-2 at the break, then powered away in the second half. But
they'll be hoping for more of the same today.
This is Finnan, Crouch on the end of it, and Luke Steele palming it aside.
Luke Steele is having a day to remember. He's made some very good saves, very crucial saves at times, to keep this Barnsley team in it. That's another good save, very good save.
Barely time to take the corner here for Liverpool. Babel delivering it low. No one getting a meaningful touch on it, and then the whistle is blown by Martin Atkinson. It's Dirk Couch who has given Liverpool some clout in the first half. His goal just past the half-hour mark separates the sides. It's 1-0 after 45 minutes. Oh, this is Anfield. Welcome back to our coverage of this FA Cup fifth-round tie between Liverpool and Barnsley. Rafa Benitez's Reds, a goal to the good after 45 minutes. Let's check in on some action of an earlier fifth-round tie. Bristol Rovers of League One, the third tier of English football, put paid to Southampton's hopes. Southampton from the Championship beaten by a goal to nil. The goal came late, Shaka, in the 84th minute from Paul Lambert.
That's right. Not a great free kick by Lambert here by any measure. The deflection, of course, takes it away from the goalkeeper, out of reach of the defender. 1-0 Bristol.
So a late winner, and there'll be a West Country representation in the quarter-final, courtesy of Bristol Rovers beating Southampton. We'll take another quick break here at Anfield. When we come back, we'll show you all the first half highlights, including the goal from Dirk Kuyt that currently separates the teams. Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0. We'll be back. 3 games from Wembley, the fifth round of the FA Cup. Liverpool beating Barnsley at the moment by a goal to nil. Join our coverage here on ESPN. Adrian Healy with Shaka Hislop alongside. Let's talk you through the meaningful moments of the first half now. And after a bright opening period by the visitors Barnsley, it was Liverpool that really threatened first. Peter Crouch it was who got on the end of this. And Luke Steele had to make a fingertip save.
That's right. That's a more difficult save to make than it looks. It's bobbing heading for the bottom corner. It's a good save with the left hand.
More Liverpool pressure, resulting in Ryan Babel being the next player to test Steele. No trouble there. And after a stake by Danny Huppier, it was Danny Nardiello, who stung the fingertips of Charles Itangier.
It's a good save by Itangier, who's not been asked to do a lot today.
Xabi Alonso has really been influential for Liverpool today. He's had 2 or 3 attempts on goal, such as that one. But then finally the breakthrough arriving. Alonso started the move, and it was Ryan Babel that really did the damage.
That's right. Good run down to the byline here. Kuyt pulling back, pulling off, getting the ball back. Good finish.
Dirk Kuyt with the goal. His 22nd for Liverpool, and ending a scoreless streak which dated back some 13 games.
So it's a good finish from in close, but he just pulls back a little bit, gets out of the passing line with Peter Crouch, gives Babel the additional option.
One final opportunity late in the half for Peter Crouch, guiding this header on target, but Luke Steele palming it aside. So Liverpool will feel their good value for their half-time lead. On reflection, they've outshot Barnsley by a 4-1 margin. Yeah,
they're certainly a good value for 1-0, but you expect so much more from this Liverpool team, especially given that is the FA Cup fifth round.
They have had nearly 60% of the ball and 7 of the 8 corner kicks as well, so the statistics really telling a story of Liverpool dominance, but Barnsley live on in hope. I've certainly suggested they have the wherewithal to trouble this Liverpool defence at times. It's 1-0 though, second half is coming up. Welcome back to Anfield. Liverpool leading Barnsley by a goal to nil. Eyes on the prize of a quarter-final place in the FA Cup. Well, it's been an interesting day already in the oldest club competition in the world. We saw Bristol Rovers beating Southampton by a goal to nil in the early game. Of course, the big one still to come, Manchester United against Arsenal. So one of the big 4 will be falling. I can tell you that Chelsea are being held at the moment by Huddersfield. 1-1 is the score at Stamford Bridge at half-time. And Shaka, this is an important game for Liverpool. Important 72 hours You know, the league is out of reach for them. It's focusing on the cup again, that will be the priority for Liverpool. We'll come back to that point, because this is the scoreboard, and a real surprise at Stamford Bridge. After Frank Lampard had given Chelsea the lead, you might have expected them to power away with that one.
Again, they also have a Champions League tie coming up in the weekend. You would have felt that they would have run away with this game in the first half, taking their foot off the gas in the second.
United against Arsenal is the late edition on this Saturday in England. The two games at the bottom of your screen are Sunday affairs. Sheffield United against Middlesbrough, which you will be able to see here on ESPN. And then finally, Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth travelling north to Preston North End. But here at Anfield, Shaka, the long wait without a league title continues. 18 league titles Liverpool have won, but none since 1990. All the joy has come in cup competitions. You know, since they last won the league, they've won 3 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, a Champions League and a UEFA Cup, and it's going to have to be more of the same this season for them, isn't it?
Yes, certainly. They're not going to win the league this season. I'm certain they're all aware of that. FA Cup, certainly, they're their best opportunity at a coveted silverware.
Does it surprise you, Shaka, that they weren't able to translate their summer spending into a serious assault on the league title?
Yes, it does. This is a club steeped in history that have spent well over the last few years. You would think that they would have responded to the Champions League win, but it just hasn't transformed itself into real title aspirations.
Second half underway, Liverpool immediately on the front foot, looking to really get this game by the scruff of the neck, and threatened to pull away from Barnsley at times in the first half, but didn't quite get it done. Steve Finnett. Was there a tangle there between Crouch and Bobby Hassel? If anything, Crouch was the aggressor.
Just not a clean touch. The referee let it play, not a clean touch. Goes out for a goal kick, probably just as well, because I think there was a foul there. But again, Crouch drifting into that far post area, trying to find space for himself.
Well, it's a patched up Xabi Alonso. You just get a quick look at the gash above his right eye. He was really in inspirational form for Liverpool in the first 45 minutes. Really seemed to be pulling all the strings.
That's right. Yossi Benayoun was getting on the ball a lot early on, but we saw Alonso go to the sideline, have a chat with Benitez, and all of a sudden he was getting on the ball far more often, which of course resulted in their one goal so far.
29 places separating the two sides in the English footballing pyramid. Barnsley so nearly relegated from the Championship last year. Simon Davey performing miracles to keep them in the second tier. They're comfortably in mid-table this season. And a very cosmopolitan squad too. As Kozluk's weaving run, he was looking for the big Hungarian striker Ferenczi.
It's an easy take for Tanji. Again, a nice catch from Murillo, which would do his confidence a world of good.
Talking of confidence, Barnsley weren't exactly full of it in their league form. They've lost 3-0 against Plymouth, 4-0 against Coventry in their last 2 away games. In between those games, they did manage a 2-1 home win against West Bromwich Albion.
I would have expected a similar result here today, certainly at least in the first half. My predictions were that it would be 3-0 at half-time. Liverpool cruising through, but it certainly hasn't materialized. Barnsley have been good value to keep themselves in this game so far.
Well, Liverpool have won just 3 of their last 10 games in all competitions. 0-0 against Chelsea in a game which is easy to remember for anything really. Last weekend.
The Barnsley players, we see Ferenczi there with a smile on his face. But they certainly seem to be enjoying their time here at Anfield. We're seeing back flicks aplenty. And this team all of a sudden playing with real confidence and enjoying their evening at Anfield.
Ferenczi has won 8 caps for the Hungarian national team. Clearance towards Peter Crouch, who was tussling with Stephen Foster. Crouch's touch on to Dirk Kuyt. Kuyt crowded out, but did well to bring Finnan into the build-up. And Lucas to Xabi Alonso. The width offered by Babel. 2 for company. He skins the fullback Hassel and then delivers a cross which Benayoun couldn't quite get on the end of. Awkward moment for Barnsley, the ball bobbling.
Certainly was. Better by Babel. Got the ball down, was quick to take the defender on. I think at times he's did it a little bit too much and it's allowed Barnsley to reposition themselves defensively and made it hard for Liverpool to get anything from it. You see him here again, running at defenders is exactly what Liverpool need of him.
Oh, Crouch's dummy was designed for Dirk Kuyt to latch onto. Didn't quite come off. It's fallen for Babel. His sights were on goal. Hassel has taken the brunt of the shot. And now it's Benayoun. Liverpool swarming around the Barnsley penalty area, but Dirk Kuyt's shots lacking penetration. Hassel is still down. Barnsley's attempts to play on have eventually ground to a halt.
Happily for Hassel. I think we can all feel for him.
Well, he took the full force of this Ryan Babel effort, didn't he? Bobby Hassel, a utility player for Barnsley, right back and midfield. His main areas, ex-Mansfield man. Simon Davey. A surprise appointment last year, was appointed as Barnsley academy manager only in August of 2006 and took over the first team just 4 months later.
It's a testament to his abilities as a manager. It's no easy feat getting those coaching badges as he's done. I've had to do a couple myself and they're not easy.
Well, he was saying during the week it's taken him 8 years to get all his coaching badges leading up to the UEFA Pro license. He's one of the youngest coaches in Britain to hold the UEFA Pro license at the age of 37. He's been mentored all the way by David Moyes, the man who gave him his start in coaching at Preston. Foster's clearance, unorthodox.
Off the back of poor Hassel again.
Babel nipping in, but there was no foul right in front of referee Martin Atkinson. It's fallen conveniently for Risa. And his cross is plucked out of midair with a bit of a bobble by Luke Steele.
Just as he was coming down, it seems the ball came off Kazak's head, but he still managed to hold on.
Come on, Barnsley, is the chants reverberating around Anfield. Liverpool have not been able to put this game away. Rafa Benitez, I'm sure, will be anxious for them to do so. It's the earliest possible opportunity with Inter Milan looming on Tuesday. Barnsley have other ideas.
It's a big opportunity for them. They're starting to enjoy it. They're starting to believe a little bit more. They're still in this game with 53 minutes gone. It's more than I expected, and probably a lot more than they expected themselves.
Carragher back to Batangier. Brian Howard, a diagonal run, and well, it was a cross. It was targeting Ferenczi, and important touch from Sami Hyypiä.
And certainly it was on. Ferenczi was free in the middle. Well done by Hyypiä.
Corner work short. We'll have chance to do it all over again. Perhaps employ a different approach. Istvan Ferenczi, 5 goals in all competitions. He's Barnsley's second top scorer behind Brian Howard this season.
For Barnsley, number 11, Daniel Nardiello, leaving the field.
And his strike partner, Daniel Nardiello, has seen his afternoon come to a premature end. He perhaps came closest of all to scoring for Barnsley in the first half. His replacement is the Nigerian Odejayi, who was signed from Cheltenham last summer.
It's a strong, hard-working forward. We'll want to be putting this Liverpool defence under a bit more pressure as they were doing early on in the first half.
Ferenczi, who arrived in the January transfer window last year. 10 minutes into the second half, Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0. Still Dirk Kuyt's strike just past the half-hour mark. It's the one that separates the sides. Ferenczi victimised in the centre circle by Brazilian Lucas. Scored a goal in the last round, Lucas, the one that brought Liverpool back on level terms against Havant and Waterlooville. Tanji had to come a long way and did so decisively. Hassel hooking it back towards the penalty area. The shot was on. Ricocheting around the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. This is Devaney. Risa for company has done well. It's a fine service and a Barnsley equaliser arriving from Stephen Foster. What a cross from Devaney, and simply powering onto the end of it was Foster. Nothing that Atanji could do to keep it out.
Scorer of Barnsley, equalised in 68, Stephen Foster.
It's a great cross by Foster. There we see Atanji come in, stop and find himself in no man's land.
What a towering leap from Stephen Foster. And Barnsley.
Devaney with the cross, excuse me. But Atanji came a long way for the initial free kick. Got a good punch on it. It was always scrambling a little bit. Then the cross from wide from Devaney. Again he started to come. Wasn't making it. Found himself in no man's land. Foster with a towering header.
Here's Benayoun for Liverpool! And Crouch! Amazing! Barnsley simply refusing to yield. How did it not go in there? Goalkeeper Luke Steele was all at sea. Benayoun and Crouch had their opportunities, but the Barnsley defenders responding.
Again, Xabi Alonso at the heart of this move. Great pass to Benayoun. Really should have found the back of the net. But as you say, Barnsley refused to just lie down and play to the script. Twice in 2 minutes they've upset the Liverpudlians at either end of the pitch.
Well, it looks like it's the end here for Rob Kuzlik, the left back. He was instrumental in denying Benayoun. And rather Peter Crouch on the follow-up. It was Kozlik's lunge who kept Barnsley on level terms.
all Liverpool's possession, for all of their good play at times, Barnsley were still in this game at 1-0, and they knew it. They would have believed that. That's what the message Davey would have been getting to them at half-time, and they've responded.
And that's the Yorkshire portion of the crowd that are making all the noise, not surprisingly. Stephen Foster's header has put Barnsley, temporarily at least, in dreamland. But Liverpool have been here before in the competition this season. Their struggle against Luton Town in the third round, they needed a replay.
Substitution.
Their struggles against Havant and Waterlooville in the first half in particular. And now another fight on their hands. Handball against Dirk Kuyt. Looks rather mystified by the decision.
Looks a handball to me. Luke still would do well just to take his time with this free kick, as he's doing right now.
This confirmation of the Barnsley substitute. Kozluk out and Van Hommelet in. Marciano Van Hommelet, the Dutch player signed from Sparta Rotterdam over the summer. An hour gone at Anfield. Liverpool 5th place in the Premier League 1. Barnsley 14th place in the Championship 1. And Simon Davey, who had his side preparing for this tie at Everton's training ground, Finch Farm, now looking on as Howard bends in the free kick and beyond everyone.
Barnsley's service has been, the deliveries on their set pieces has been very good this afternoon. That one a little overcooked it ever so slightly, but again we saw Itanji inching to come off the line. The Liverpool defenders getting on top of each other.
Steve Finnan. Benioun and Crouch occupying the same space. Rafa Benitez goes back to his bench. Must be pondering his options at the moment. Xabi Alonso, by the way, has been booked. It's a power-packed bench, does Rafa Benitez. Pennant, Gerrard and Harry Kewell all available to him today.
I have a feeling he'll be looking at who he can bring on to affect this game. Certainly doesn't look happy, and rightfully so, with the way the first 17 minutes of this second half has gone.
Now the Barnsley fans starting to recall life 10 years ago when they were last Premiership side. They won a 5th round tie that year against Manchester United. This is Babel. Opportunity for Xabi Alonso. It was taken away from him by the retreating Diego Leon. But Finnan exerting more pressure. Lucas's cross. They're all lined up along the 6-yard line to deal with it for the visitors. So against fellow Spaniard Diego Leon, and then a thumping challenge from Marciano Van Hommelet, who's just come on. It's almost a welcome to the game challenge in reverse, that one.
That's right, and it looks a terrible challenge. If Xabi Alonso had stayed down and made more of it, and fair play to him for not, Van Hommelet could have found himself back in the shower already.
Barnsley defence maintain their poise and concentration here. Xabi Alonso trying to unlock them. Benayoun. The Spaniard another chance to deliver. Crouch was outmanned though. And Babel couldn't pick up the pieces. Liverpool though, quick to latch onto it again. John Arne Riise in a hurry, and he's been forced to cough it up. Diego Leon. Anderson in midfield. Very composed. Hupia judging the flight of the ball as Ferenczi is prepared to wait.
All of a sudden, Liverpool misplacing a few of their short passes, resorting to hitting it long.
That's turning into a great afternoon for Frank Lampard. His second has put Chelsea back in front against Huddersfield. This is Riise. Babel looking to work again against Hassel. Xabi Alonso. Barnsley under real threat here. It's Babel. All just getting away. And Bobby Hassel sliding in.
Hassel has done well against Babel in this second half. Babel seems reluctant to cross it. Come on this left-hand side. He wants to cut in, either cut in on top of the box, looking for a right-footed shot, or get to the byline.
Corner is there for the taking. Hupia, and again. Oh, it seemed it simply had to go in for Sami Hupia, who had 2 bites at the cherry here.
Well defended by Barnsley again, if you can see that, after some disarray from the corner.
Yossi Benayoun, who played so well against Liverpool in that epic FA Cup final back in 2006. Trying to steer Liverpool into a quarter-final. This could be a promising moment, but this timely intervention on Hamowicz, sliding it behind. Steve Finnan was the player threatening.
This is the type of urgency we expected to see from Liverpool early on.
Oh, the header! Oh, and Luke Steele. The second time of asking, perhaps with the aid of the post there.
See him giving the post a little kiss.
Back off the bar, wasn't it?
That's right. Why give away a corner?
It's Barnsley on the move again here. Cross from Devaney. This time a more comfortable one for Itangi. Midway point in the second half. Liverpool dominating proceedings, but not on the scoreline. West Brom, however, now against Coventry City, they are 2 goals in front in the West Midlands derby. Riise. Vague appeals for handball, but they'll have to settle for the corner.
The Liverpool crowd is getting a little bit edgy. That's been reflected in their own play. This would have been a very harsh decision had it been given.
Oh, it's Benayoun making inroads. Still, Yossi Benayoun. Oh, it's a splendid save. Benayoun can't believe it, but still managed to change direction and chip it round the post.
It's fantastic goalkeeping. Benayoun shapes to go far post, cuts it back near. Great save, Luke Steele.
Third choice goalkeeper with West Bromwich Albion, Luke Steele. It's Riise's cross. All hands on deck for the Barnsley defence at the moment, as they are furiously trying to repel the advancing Liverpool tide. Three players converting on the threatening run from Crouch. Sousa with the clearance.
The 40,000 or so Liverpool fans will be wondering why did it take a Barnsley equaliser to get this Liverpool team to come to life. This is what we expected from them from the first minute. In fact, I'm saying if they started the game this way, they would have been in a much more comfortable position come 69 minutes gone in this game.
Well, the Dutch equation didn't work, so time to try the Australian additive. It's going to be Harry Kewell who comes on to work those same left-hand channels have now been vacated by Ryan Babel. I say it didn't work, but Ryan Babel did all the running to provide Liverpool's lone goal of the afternoon so far.
What I'm sure Benitez is hoping from Kewell is to get some crosses from wide. Babel has picked the ball up and seemed reluctant to cross it, and Barnsley just packed the centre of the goal area and made it tough for any kind of passing channels to develop for Liverpool.
Aldajayi is the player who couldn't maintain possession. Now Harry Kewell setting on his first adventure forward. Bobby Hassel as a new foe to try and work against this near side of the pitch. Kewell has never scored an FA Cup goal for Liverpool. He's immediately looking in the mood. His last goal in this competition came for Leeds, playing against Crystal Palace 5 seasons ago. Just attempting to take some of the sting out of the proceedings at the moment. Another timely switch perhaps for Simon Davey. It's going to be Jamal Campbell-Rice who replaces Diego Leon, so it's Jamaican on for the Spanish midfielder Jamal Campbell-Rice, who scored the winner against Southend United in the last round, and that was a goal against his old club. Reese's throw initially repelled. Crouch latching onto the loose ball, but some ironic cheers from the Barnsley fans behind Luke Steele's goal.
Luke Steele's playing well, has every right to feel that he won't get beat in the second half. The one time the ball did slip through his hands, it hit the crossbar and came back straight to him. I just feel when you're having afternoons like this, nothing can go wrong.
Well, something went wrong there for Dirk Kuyt, just trying to pull that ball down out of the sky, and Kuyt has Liverpool's solitary strike. Perhaps the time is ripe for Captain Fantastic Steven Gerrard.
Probably a move that Benitez didn't want to make, given the game in 72 hours. Liverpool have been that disappointing, especially in midfield. They haven't got Alonso on the ball as much as they would like in the second half. Need someone to change that up.
Meanwhile, it's Barnsley pressing. His clearance, a long-range blast, which Atanji is able to deal with. It's Anderson, the Brazilian.
Didn't trouble Atanji too much. I think the wise thing, just got his body behind it.
Risa. Down the left-hand touchline went Dirk Kuyt. He's picked out Peter Crouch. Only half away. Sousa completing the task. It's all in the air at the moment. It continues to be. Not exactly refined football.
No, it's not. Probably type of football that suits Barnsley a whole lot better.
Chelsea have edged further in front. It's Huddersfield. Well, Atanji came out of his area there and collided with Odejayi. I don't think Martin Atkinson has given anything here.
No, he's not. He's just let this play, which was strange. I don't know.
Substitution leaving the field.
It was half a foul by Atanji, half of a high foot by Odejayi. Goal kick as a result.
West Brom are putting some distance between themselves in Coventry City. And back at Anfield, it's Steven Gerrard's arrival at the expense of Lucas. And immediately in the action, Huell couldn't maintain the momentum. Well, Gerrard has saved Liverpool before in the Cup. Quarter of an hour to go. Only 15 minutes to go, painfully slowly for fans of the Tykes. Barnsley clinging on here to what they have. Gerrard is determined to take it away from them. It's a storming run from the Liverpool captain, but he's gone away from goal ultimately. Rescues a corner out of the situation.
It's a good strong surging run by Steven Gerrard. Probably why Lucas had to come off. I thought he was ineffective, and Gerrard certainly gives them a lot more options.
Gerrard's corner, targeting Carragher. Up for grabs inside the 6-yard box, but Barnsley not panicking. 4 defenders going up for the same ball. Sami Hyypiä digging in. So too Xabi Alonso, but that's John Arne Riise's turn to get involved. Campbell Rice coming a long way back to halt him in his tracks. But Barnsley giving it away. Huell unable to skip around Hassel. And now Odejayi's touch is too far in front of it.
Davies probably expecting Odejayi to be a little bit more involved, to hassle this defence, to run at them a bit more, but he's not been involved quite enough.
Gerrard looking for that killer pass from the MC Benayoun.
Well done by Van Helwet.
It's breakneck stuff, isn't it? 100 miles an hour. Adrenaline pumping and surging. Sometimes the quality isn't quite there, but Simon Davey won't mind one little bit. The Barnsley manager. The side have got a long way to go yet.
Certainly do, but they've done well so far. They've dealt with everything that Liverpool has to throw at them so far. Packing the box and making shots, and those little knockdowns nearly impossible for Liverpool. I think what's worrying from a Liverpool point of view is that they've had to resort to a lot of long balls forward. Hopefully now with the runs of Gerrard, Benayoun, they get Alonso on the ball a little bit more. They can play what the type of football we come to expect from Liverpool.
Dirk Kuyt's first half strike cancelled out by Stephen Foster's header, and it's Barnsley on the move here. Brian Howard, and he's Barnsley's top scorer, and there's a reason for that. It's a tremendous long-range shot on him.
certainly sting any palms of your tanger there. Wasn't too worrying an effort there.
Crouch luring Sousa into the infringement. Here come Liverpool again. Risa. Rice, the Jamaican substitute, getting involved. The overlap from Van Omowitz, and Carragher having to come across and deal with it. Don't forget the big clash in this FA Cup fifth round is Manchester United against Arsenal. That's coming up next as Odejaye was offside by some considerable margin.
Didn't hear the whistle too late though.
The prior incident a couple of minutes ago where nothing was given, and probably rightly so upon reflection, Shaka.
Yeah, I think if anything it was a high foot by Odejaye.
Well, the last thing Rafa Benitez will want is the prospect of a replay, particularly at Oakwell, Barnsley's home ground, which is windswept and always a nasty place to go as a visiting side. Barnsley have a great home record this season.
Also, the number of games coming up for Liverpool. They, of course, still have one game to make up in the Premier League. The Champions League starts back.
Odejaye. Hippier, comfortable winner of the race against Devaney. Liverpool fans trying to rouse their side for the final push here. Gerrard. Oh, Kewell is in some space and goes for goal again. Well, Harry Kewell unable to put his second effort on target. Foster it was who blocked the first Kewell attempt. The Barnsley faithful have travelled across the Pennines en masse and so far have been rewarded, as have the travelling West Brom fans for that matter. They now lead 4-0 in the West Midlands derby against Coventry City. Kewell. He senses he's really trying to deliver something special, Harry Kewell. Probably Hassel again standing in his way.
I've been impressed with Hassel so far. He's certainly done everything that's asked of him.
Foster's header away. That's Hippier. Risa delivering the cross, probing that far post area. Peter Crouch was lurking, but Sousa and Foster have really thwarted his aerial danger for the most part today.
He certainly has, and he certainly looks much shorter than Peter Crouch.
Oh, Gerrard's delivery was key towards Benayoun, and the Liverpool captain might have another chance to deliver. Finnan. And then Kewell! Well, a splendid volley from Harry Kewell. Did Luke Steele get his fingertips to this?
I think this just skips off the top of the crossbar. Great volley by Harry Kewell.
Yep, right off the top of the crossbar. Well, that would have been some way to end 5 years without a goal in the FA Cup. Can it get any worse for Coventry City today, Shaka?
Please. don't tempt fate for the Sky Blues. They probably have 10 minutes to win themselves.
Must be wishing they had Luke Steele back. He's played most of his football with them. Now Couch for Crouch. Oh, Peter Crouch. It's still alive. Now to Couch and Steele again. Well, he's writing his name into Barnsley folklore here today, Luke Steele.
That's another fantastic save by Luke Steele.
Header won by Crouch. Risa. Now Peter Crouch. Oh, Hassel. Oh, well-timed intervention. Barnsley a little flustered. Anywhere will do for them at the moment. And finally it's Hassel who delivers that.
So Odejayi defending like a striker there. Putting the ball back into his own box. Hassel, the impressive Hassel clearing up.
Huge throw from Risa. Mighty scramble for possession has fallen for Xabi Alonso. Liverpool looking for one telling moment of quality which could decide this cup tie. Xabi Alonso onto Crouch, and Couch is there. Well, so many times it's fallen to Crouch and Couch inside the 6-yard box, and they haven't been able to translate that into an effort on goal.
Hassel again, but again Barnsley packing the box.
Oh, Steele has missed it, but gets it back. Well, when it's your day, isn't it? Luke Steele
Gets himself in a real muddle from that cross. Tucks back in and the ball just appears.
And there's been an almost constant stream of half chances, Shaka, for Liverpool. And Crouch and Couch haven't been able to deliver. Meanwhile, it's Devaney on the rampage here. This is Campbell Rice. He goes for goal, but oh, Tangier needed a second attempt.
Would have finished, that would have been. But what Barnsley are doing very well to cope with this Liverpool onslaught is they're packing the box. Knockdowns are an impossibility.
Benioun trying to open up this tightly stitched Barnsley defence, but no joy. Odejayi was felled by Carragher. This might well be a booking. They are so close to seeing their side come to Anfield and earn a replay.
All smiles. They said they've enjoyed their afternoon, witnessing the unbelievable. Will it get any better for them, you wonder?
Barnsley, a team who are really Yorkshire through and through, except in the playing squad, where they're a very cosmopolitan bunch. This is one of them. Jamal Rice, or rather Campbell Rice, he couldn't tease his way through, but...
Again, that opportunity to have a little run at them here.
Rice, Jamaican international, who started off with Charlton. Well, it was described as 72 hours that would define Liverpool's season. Perhaps Rafa Benitez's future. This game, that's the one against Inter on Tuesday. Lots of questions still to be answered. This is Finnan finding Crouch and Risa. Oh, his long streak without a goal, well over 10 months now. That continues.
We'll see why. Barnsley faithful enjoying every second of this game as we draw closer and closer to 90.
The team has been on the back foot for huge swathes of this second half. They really made the most of the one opportunity that came their way. Centre-back Stephen Foster delivering the equaliser. From that moment on, it's been a rearguard action which they need more of. Liverpool craving the breakthrough again.
No-nonsense defending now by Barnsley. It's not going to be pretty.
It's a physical run from Odejayi. Now Devaney. Martin Devaney. This is exactly a thing of beauty, the build-up, but effective from Odejayi.
That's right. That's what we expected from him. Strong centre forward. Have a go, have a hassle.
A minimum of 3 minutes added time. 3 minutes.
Into stoppage time. There's only going to be 3 minutes. It's really been a game of many delays.
So there'll be 3 very long minutes or 3 really short minutes, depending on what colour shirt you're wearing.
And the delay, it looks like it'll be involving which of these sides is going to be in the quarter-final. We might need another 90 minutes. Plus, who knows, more to sort it out. It's just like watching Brazil, that old Barnsley chant. Well, this is Gerrard's. Let's see, Steven Gerrard, stoppage time, FA Cup. Ring any bells?
Not that I'd like to recall, no.
Not the same sort of strike, was it?
I was just wondering why he didn't do that a couple of years ago.
They are in ecstasy, and why not? A club that was so close to going down to League One last year. A club that has been really turned around by young Simon Davey. They've ridden their luck at times for sure today. Liverpool will feel they should have put this game away. Number of half chances they've had, they might still get some more. Xabi Alonso across to Harry Kewell. Luke Steele holds on, and it's his names that will be hogging the headlines if this continues.
It's a good save. It looked like he took a little deflection off Assel.
Odejayi has come up with possession again. Oh, could it get better for Barnsley? Howard goes down. No decision. Martin Atkinson had a good look at it. Brian Howard can barely believe it.
I would really like to see this again.
Howard is back up and in possession. Brian Howard going for goal. It's unbelievable. Brian Howard for Barnsley. And Rafa Benitez's Reds going out of the FA Cup. Quite extraordinary. Brian Howard, Barnsley's top scorer, has delivered what could be the knockout punch.
Good strike by Howard, beating the challenge into the near post, which he said he'll be very disappointed by.
It's all over. Liverpool are out of the FA Cup, and Barnsley, against all the odds, are going on to the quarter-final, and the season just gets worse and worse for Rafa Benitez. Liverpool out, and Barnsley march on. 2-1 the margin of victory. We'll be back. Well, this will certainly go down in the annals of FA Cup shocks to rank with the finest of them. Liverpool looking comfortable at half-time, leading by a goal to nil, but oh, how that changed. And late dramatic fireworks as well from Barnsley. It was 1-0, as we mentioned, to count. Liverpool looking really in control until this moment. Devaney doing so well to deliver the cross for Stephen Foster.
That's right, a great cross by Foster. Itanji in the Liverpool goal, looking a little bit uncertain. Foster with the towering header. Over Crouch as well, who's back there defending.
Stephen Foster, the centre-back, winning the aerial duel. But from that moment on, it was really one-way traffic in the second half, as it had been for much of the first. It seemed to be a question of when Liverpool would regain the lead. Well, they almost did within a few seconds. Crouch and Benayoun somehow kept at bay. More Liverpool pressure just past the hour. It was Sami Hyypiä, not once but twice, who had a go.
Ball falls comfortably into the hands of Luke Steele. What a fantastic afternoon. Certainly one he remember for a long time.
Yes, the Barnsley keeper just signed a couple of days ago on loan from West Brom. He was at full stretch, and the aid of the crossbar as well.
Right here, you know it's going to be your day.
It was just a cavalry of Liverpool chances. Benayoun doing so well to work the opening, but again the fingertips of Steele coming to the rescue. Time wore on. Liverpool's efforts became ever more frantic. Harry Kewell shaving the top of the crossbar. Half chance here for Peter Crouch. And then Dirk Coward as well, denied by Steele. And then, as the referee was looking at his watch, deep into stoppage time, Brian Howard picking up the pieces, taking on 3 Liverpool defenders and dispatching a shot that will ring down the ages for Barnsley.
This certainly was a goal that had us all here a little bit dumbstruck and lost for words.
So Barnsley, against all the odds, into the quarter-final of the Cup. And what now for Rafa Benitez and Liverpool, dumped out of the competition? Just the Champions League left to concentrate on. Joining Barnsley in the quarter-final, Chelsea, West Brom, Cardiff and Bristol Rovers so far. And 3 places still up for grabs. Manchester United against Arsenal is the match coming up next. Derek Ray and Tommy Smith standing by to bring you all the action from Old Trafford. And there's confirmation of that as our coverage of the FA Cup 5th round continues live here on ESPN. Manchester United against Arsenal. So another one of the Big Four will fall. And one of the so-called Big Four, at least, has fallen very heavily here today. The shock of the season so far in the FA Cup, as Liverpool have gone out to Championship side Barnsley. 2-1 the final scoreline once again. This was a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information on all our programming, ESPNdeportes.com or ESPNsoccernet.com are the places to go. Once again, stand by for Derek Ray and Tommy Smith, who will bring you all the action from Old Trafford as Manchester United take on Arsenal. But from all of us here, Shaka Hislop and myself, Adrian Healy, thanks so much for the pleasure of your company, and we'll talk to you next time.